The empty spaces you leave behind are what haunt them. The moments you refuse to fill. The silence where laughter should have echoed. Those are the wounds that never heal. People are strange creatures, so desperately afraid of being alone, of being left behind in the dark, with only their thoughts as company. You step back, just one step, and suddenly they're clawing at the walls, tearing at their own skin, begging for the noise to return. Because once you were close, weren't you? A little too close. Gave them just enough warmth, just enough hope to think they were special, that they mattered. But then nothing. A cold emptiness where you used to be. There's a unique cruelty in silence. It's an unspoken rejection, a punishment that has no clear shape, no defined boundaries, no words to twist or break, no screams to savor, just a void, a shadow that looms over everything, reminding them of what they can never reclaim. They could survive your anger, even your hatred. Those are things they can fight, resist, believe they have a chance against. But distance, indifference, that's a different beast altogether, because distance is like a poison, a slow, creeping toxin that spreads through the veins, turning every memory into torment. You don't need to raise a fist or point a gun. All you need to do is nothing. Walk away. Let them fall apart in your absence. The real horror isn't the moment you left. It's every moment after. Every breath they draw, realizing that the space you once filled is now a chasm that no one else can bridge. But this isn't about just leaving, is it? No, it's more than that. It's about knowing exactly how close to stand before pulling away. The art of destruction is in the details. Because when you were near, you were everything. The sun, the sky, the fire in their blood. You built yourself up in their minds until you became a beacon, something irreplaceable. And when you pulled away, when you stepped into the shadows, that's when the suffering truly began. Your absence is a mirror, reflecting every weakness, every flaw, every ugly truth they refused to acknowledge. Without you there to drown out the noise, the silence roars in their ears. It's a constant reminder that all their joy, their meaning, was tied to you. And now, stripped of that, they're lost, wandering through a labyrinth of their own despair. No thread of hope to guide them out. There's a special agony in that, knowing that you could walk right back in and end it all. A few words, a glance, a smirk, and the pain would cease. But you don't. And that's where the real punishment lies. It's not just what you took. It's what you refuse to give back. They're left adrift, clinging to shadows, to echoes, to the faintest trace of what you were, all while knowing, deep down, you're still out there, just out of reach. Imagine the torment. Knowing you're watching from the dark, your presence like a ghost's hand on their shoulder, but never touching, never speaking. They'd give anything just to feel your breath on their neck again, the way you could send a shiver down their spine with just a word. But all they get is silence, an endless, ringing silence that grows heavier with every passing second. And it breaks them, slowly, beautifully, like glass fracturing under pressure. They beg for the sound of your voice, even if it's just to mock them, to taunt them. They'd welcome cruelty if it meant ending this unbearable nothingness. Because rage is something. Pain is something. But indifference? It's emptiness. It's staring into the abyss and finding nothing staring back. It's a pit with no bottom, a darkness with no end. This is your masterpiece. Not a wound inflicted in anger, Not a scar burned in hatred, but a wound that never heals, a scar that never fades. All because of a single choice, to walk away. And now, the world you left behind collapses in on itself. People clawing at the spaces you no longer fill, tearing themselves apart to try and pull you back into the light. But you're long gone, and that's the beauty of it. Because their suffering has no end, no resolution. Your distance is a prison without walls, a punishment without parole. No closure, no final confrontation. Just the endless gnawing ache of longing, of loss, of something vital torn away and never returned.